Hello everybody, welcome to the MaffmanJones movie channel. I'm your host John Maffio, and today's featured film is the latest installment in the Saw franchise. We're just calling it Jigsaw. It's coming out 7 years after the last supposed final chapter of this franchise, but we're back because inevitably with all franchises, things have to return in some way, shape, or form. And I also want to bring up lighting really quick. I've been having some issues with my lighting. I'm trying to fix that as soon as possible. But for now, I have to use different types of light bulbs, so it looks like there's some weird thing going on here. I want to mention really quick that I am a big fan of this franchise. I have some incredible memories with these films. I didn't get to see any of them in theaters until the fourth one, but then I saw 4, 5, and 6 in theaters. Didn't see the last one till literally a couple days ago. Jigsaw I was looking forward to because it is reinvigorating a franchise that's been dead for almost a decade now, but it also, I wanted it in a way to be like a reconcilement for what we received with that last film. I'm not gonna get into it, but Saw the final chapter, the 3D, the final chapter, whatever, it's a big load of shit. I couldn't have too high of expectations for a movie like this, but I wanted something that was better than the last film that we received, and you definitely get that. It's definitely more competently filmed, and it has that same spirit of the older films where there is a very convoluted story at hand, but the action and the acting is serviceable enough that you could buy into the story. But that's as far as I can go as far as praising, or at least giving compliment to the movie. I wouldn't even go as far as praising. That's the wrong word to say. It's just giving pros to a movie that I was trying to enjoy. It's still a really terribly put together film, and it's got such a convoluted plot. I could buy, again, I mentioned that it has the spirit of a convoluted plot that still rings true in the older movies, going from like Saw 3 on. But the plot here starts off with some intrigue, and it pays off in a way that is frustratingly, annoyingly underwhelming and dumb. When you get the full revelation of what's going on, it makes a little bit of sense, but also there's a lot of other conflicting thoughts in my head when thinking about the other 7 movies. Well, more importantly, the first few, though that involved James Wan, especially one of the masters, along with Leigh Whannell. There's something going on here that you may catch on to along the way. It's not that hard to predict what's happening in certain points with certain characters in this movie, but it also, in a way, I feel like the film doesn't really progress our characters or the plot or the motivations of John Kramer much. This movie is sinfully forgettable in the fact that it just seems like it has no purpose in serving as a sequel to the prior films, but it also just feels like a pointless venture. Yeah, sure, it's a reinvigoration of the franchise in a way where we're bringing this Saw franchise back, but it doesn't do anything of weight or value to warrant existing. You do get the basic outline and skeleton of what you would expect from a Saw film, but that's all that really is there, a skeleton. For me personally, there was a severe disconnect, and I don't know if it was just because this movie's coming out years after the string of movies that came out once a year for like 7 years, and then there's a 7-year break, but just something didn't click for me. Even though there is a skeleton, a bare bone structure of what you would expect from a kind of movie like this, it's still just something wasn't working for me, and then I realized that most of the movie just didn't as a whole work for me. The writing seems to be taking a very lazy direction in every possible way, and it just doesn't do anything to offer you something new, something fresh. It just gives you the same old, and if you're looking for the same old, you're probably going to enjoy this movie more than I did. Saw was huge, and I think there was potential here to make a movie that really kicks you in the ass and really brings things into a new fold in a time where we've kind of moved on from Saw, and there's an opportunity to make people come back to this, and I don't think they give you any reason to really care for future movies or just a reinvigoration of Saw in this movie at all. It's a very forgettable venture, and not to mention all the conveniences of said Jigsaw killer, knowing who was going to live, who was going to die, where they would be in certain moments where they actually play tapes and stuff. But Jigsaw, in my opinion, is a pointless entry into this franchise, and it's a movie that I really think had the opportunity to do a lot with this reinvigoration. And I don't know how people really care about Saw, but it was big when it was moving along, starting in 2004. But there's wasted opportunities. We get characters who you don't care about, a plot that goes into a direction that seems like a decent idea when I think about it, but it's executed in such an underwhelming way that it just frustrates me. And it's not the worst movie in the world. It's not even the worst Saw movie. I really think seventh film was the worst one. This is better than the last one, but again, it's not saying much. It's still an incompetent film. If you're looking for the bare bone minimum of what you'd expect from a Saw movie, you're probably going to like this movie a lot. But for me, that bare bones experience just didn't cut it. And there was a lot of things that I expected more from. I'm going to give Jigsaw a 1.5 out of 5 stars. I don't really have a rating for this one. It's in between an Abomination and a Sam Worthington. So I guess I'm going to call it a Sam Abomination. It's almost about as lazy as a rating as the screenplay of this film was. But now I want to know from you guys, what did you think of Jigsaw if you saw it? Let me know in the comments down below. Are you ready to see more Saw movies, or do you want to see a new original franchise for Halloween coming out, or maybe like Michael Myers coming out next year that's coming back with Jamie Lee Curtis? Let me know anything about Saw movies or this one down below. Also, a couple shout outs. I want to talk about Stardust real quick. Again, it's the app where you talk about movies in 30 seconds or less, or TV shows, and it's a place where you can get reactions and find out about something that you may want to watch or see on TV or in movies. Go download it, follow me at MaffmanJones, and look forward to all crazy zaniness on the Stardust app. And also, fellow friend and Staten Islander, Christian Tordero, made a channel, a YouTube channel called PULP Christian. Get it? Because Pulp Fiction. Yeah, really cool dude. He's starting his YouTube channel, so you want to show him some love down below, and subscribe and check out his vlogs. And I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Hopefully no more Saw movies from this on forward. I can move on now. I'm done. I'll live with the first 6, and then watch these if I'm marathoning them, I guess. See you guys next time.